the top seed in the East, the Miami Heat takes on the NBA's leading scorer, Allen Iverson, and the Philadelphia 76ers. With Doug Collins and Hall of Famer Cheryl Miller, this is Kevin Harlan. A pleasant good evening.
That's what Shaq has done. He's elevated all these guys' game. Here's Damon Jones, normally a three-point shooter.
And Allen Iverson, D'Alembert, and picked up by Iguodala. Allen Iverson. And Philadelphia comes the other way with a 44% shooting mark so far in the first portion of this game. Iverson winds his way in for two.
How did he do that? He was almost laid out at the basket, but again, Philadelphia, you do it by getting in the open court. Iverson just sizing up. Damon Jones goes around him, lays himself out at the basket. The circus shot. Shaq is sat down, and Philadelphia is climbing back in the game.
To take the place of Shaq as Iverson had it. He's got 6 and now has 8, and that is a game-high 8 for Allen Iverson.
I really like what Philadelphia is doing now. They're recognizing court along with Rick Brunson playing for John Chaney.
A 3 by Iverson. And Allen Iverson takes the most shots from the field of any player in the NBA.
It's going to be interesting to see
Iverson, who has scored the last 9 points for the Philadelphia 76ers. There are no fouls to give either way. Quarter for 3.
Long shot for them now after losing the other night. They could pull within 1 game. That loss made it 3. And they've got a tough schedule ahead. I think right now Jimmy O'Brien just wants to be in the playoffs.
Iverson inside, diving into the defense of Miami, and a foul is called. A point. Here he is, Allen Iverson, for the Philadelphia 76ers. He is a guy that goes to the free throw line as much as any player in the NBA. Here's taking on the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, congratulations to Eddie Jordan and the Washington Wizards last night to win. They got into the playoffs.
First lead tonight. He's got a game-high 13.
The game, he said he thought he could maybe 7 minutes a half here tonight to get himself back in the swing of things, Kevin.
D'Alembert picked up his 2nd personal foul for the 76ers. Iguodala for 3. Shoulder. He had missed 5 games with that injury and came back on Tuesday against the Boston Celtics and struggled 3 of 10 from the floor. Iguodala with a 3.
Well, if he's going to make that shot, he'll be an all-star.
Doing is on Iverson. Chris Webber.
That's his game.
The lead change in 3 ties. Sixers have led by 7. Miami has led by as many as 12. Iverson to Jackson. Next pass by AI.
Well, you can see what Iverson, he just took 2 guys with him and no weak side rotation. But Iverson has struggled a little bit with this year are turnovers. He leads the league in turnovers, averaging almost 8 assists a game, but turning the ball over almost 5 times a game. He's had a couple games. At any time I coach, guys, finish the quarter strong. This is when teams are going to make a push. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's when good teams win games.
Iverson gets the screen and banks home. Korver knocked it away. 2-on-1 with Iverson. Korver inside. Another great pass by Iverson.
You know, there's this misconception that Kyle Korver's a 3-point.
That is a game high.
Iverson again, Korver running out on the break. He's the one that knocked that ball loose to get the steal and then the nice finish. You can always tell when guys, Miami needs to make a little push before Shaq has to sit down again and rest.
His first game back in 4, and that will not count. We'll just get back a little bit on this MVP thing. We've talked about Shaq. We talked about Nash. You know, you can throw Nowitzki's name in there too. But when you look at the numbers for Iverson, who is hovering over his 4th scoring title. He's already won it 3 times in the NBA. Currently the #1 scorer in the league. We talked about 2nd in steals and 5th in assists.
This graphic, the one thing that will jump out to this is the difference right here. When he got the MVP, 56 wins. This year they only have 39. So he's having an MVP kind of season.
Right.
And probably Philadelphia is probably about where most people thought they would be on the course of the season. But when you look at the other guys in the running, look what their teams are doing. 55, maybe 60 games. And that's really what you start judging the MVP voting on, unfortunately, for Iverson.
Well, Iverson knocking in a 3. He's got 21.
Dikembe Mutombo's been playing for Houston. There's another guy.
Plus, he's been great in the locker room. Jackson.
At fourth seed and have the home court. That's what they should be shooting for.
Huge.
And Dallas, don't go to sleep on them now, Kevin. I've said all along, and everybody talks about the woeful defense. Well, I can tell you, they're a much better defensive team this year. They've got more size on the front line you want to line up against. They are playing great basketball. And Denver, don't count them out as being the third seed right now. With Seattle limping in, Denver still has a chance to get that third seed. So Seattle
away. Sizable Miami rebounding advantage of 10. Dallenberg.
Well, that's what you got to do. Catch the ball. Don't get cute with it. Go up and power it in, because the 6-2, their only losses to the Clippers and Bulls on the road, both of those games in overtime. Shaq rested 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Here's a quick release again by Korver to make it a one-point game, but Shaq rested 5 minutes. Count it.
Korver. Goliak has seen some time for Shaq, but Shaq is playing some pretty good minutes here in the second half.
But you saw Iverson looking over at Korver. He said, that's okay, great shot, shoot the next one. That's what a leader has to do. He has to encourage his teammates to keep almost 53%.
Iverson for three. That's another three ball for Philadelphia.
Forward for the 76ers. They go, guys, it's right here for us. Are we going to take it?
Go to number 7. There's a nice shot by Mark Jackson. And the Philadelphia 76ers have their
to get this game.
Jackson, Korver, Iverson, Weber, and Iguodala in there. There is a cross-the-lane move by Allen Iverson, who continues to just go all over the floor with the double-double tonight. 28 points and 11 assists. One.
Who can get 3 minutes of defense? 3 minutes of strong defense will win this game.
Jackson, Iguodala for three. Oh, and a big shot by the rookie from Arizona. In the third quarter.
Iguodala, this is the 10th three of the game for Philadelphia. And here's Weber once again. The penetration. Kenny Smith talked about it at halftime. Allen Iverson gets in the lane at will. Good spacing on the floor. Back-to-back jumpers. And the Sixers have a 2-point lead. And
season, Allen Iverson has had some late game heroics for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, this was earlier in the year against New Jersey. You know, it's interesting, through all his greatness, Allen Iverson had not hit that many game winners. This year, that was not the case. This was Indiana to step through and the score to win the game. Against Washington, he steals the inbounds pass, goes length of the floor, lays it up, and wins in overtime. And then against Toronto, the game-winning shot with 2.4 seconds remaining, 4 game-winning shots. Will we see number 5 here tonight? The scenario is there for him to do it. Will it happen? Look for a 3 to take the lead.
Iverson. And fouled as his shot almost dropped. So he'll go to the free throw.
And then Iverson follows it right back and throws himself in traffic, almost gets the shot to go. Makes the first free throw, 1-point game. Miami should have the basketball either with the game tied or with a 1-point lead with about 11 and a half seconds to go.
Iverson shooting a career high 83% from the line this season. Loose ball foul on Dallenberg, who's got 5.
Look at Allen Iverson. He's got both sore thumbs, so he's got the heating pack to keep his hands warm. Towels draped over his legs. His legs can't even stop moving. You see this energy that just bounds out of this guy. Knowing how important for
Weber. And here's AI working on Damon Jones with Eddie Jones, Haslam, Shaq, and Wade. The alley-oop, and then a spectacular pass. Allen Iverson nails Iguodala, airborne off the baseline.
What a play.
And Eddie Jones for the tie, picked up by Weber, and a lead to Iverson. Wade is coming, and the handoff goes to Iguodala. And the Philadelphia 76ers have a 4-point lead, their biggest since halftime, and a timeout taken by Miami.
And a Chris Weber. He led Iverson perfectly, and Iverson did what you're supposed to do. He takes that ball to the front of the rim. This is Iguodala's dunk on the baseline. Dwyane Wade turns it back, but watch, he takes it, he gets 2 defenders up, and then he finds Iguodala running the floor. He finishes it.
Doug, you said before the game, Allen Iverson had to have his fingerprints all over Philadelphia tonight.
Well, CSI would be investigating this building because he definitely does. I will tell you that they're everywhere. He's getting in the lane, passes over the shoulder, passes behind his back. getting in the air, finding the open man, 14 assists, only 2 turnovers. Spectacular plays, the energy. We saw him in the timeout, and this was a play that gave them a 2-point lead, but more importantly, it was a signature play that gave the team a lot of energy. 30 points, 14 assists, 5 rebounds.
Oh, and the inbound stolen by Allen Iverson. Korver for 3. Oh, what a shot! And what a steal! And Miami is down by their largest deficit, equaling the largest deficit tonight of 7 points.
Throw it in, but watch Eddie Jones sort of lays the ball out there. And Damon Jones thought he got held on the play. A 3-pointer by
career high, 40 points tonight. Iverson, wide open lane.
You can see Shaq just too tired there to even get out and try to.
Jackson a screen. Iverson pick and roll with Mark Jackson.
Oh, that's their money play.
Eastern Conference top seed Miami down by 5 with 40.5 seconds to play in overtime.
Get Shaq involved in the pick and roll. The rotation is too slow getting over. Mark Jackson, a little mid-range shot. Philadelphia, a little breathing room, +5. Still a lot of time. But what he was letting his team know is the minute we get to the foul line, Miami has no timeouts left. Now he's going to shoot free throws.
Yep. They'd actually changed the scoreboard here, and that's why we were thrown off ourselves, but they tagged one back on, and now it is legit. So the board was wrong, and now we'll send Allen Iverson to the free throw.
See, Miami plays 5 games in 7 days to finish the season. So they have no practice time from now until the time they get ready to start the playoffs.
Including tonight.
Including tonight, that's 5 of 7. So when I talked to Stan Van Gundy, he says, Doug, we're going to have to use these games to get ourselves into a rhythm. He cannot be happy with the defense. But look, tomorrow night they go to a back-to-back with Boston. Then they're home Indiana, home Charlotte, then at Orlando. Now they're hoping that they will start the playoffs on Sunday and not on Saturday. If they start on Saturday, they'll have one less day of preparation. So
they'll drop to 2 and 3. We talked about this, trying to get this positive rhythm with Shaq back after missing the last 3 games. This was something they did not want to see tonight.
Well, Stan Van Gundy, one of the things he told his team after they lost to Detroit was, guys, you know what? When we're healthy, we're a team that won 21 straight games. We're a good team.
Consecutive Miami loss, and tonight they welcome back Shaquille O'Neal after he had missed the last 3 games. Philadelphia goes to 40 and 38. Miami drops, although the #1 seed, to 56 and 22. Final again, Philadelphia 126, Miami 119. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Well, Allen, before the game, you said obviously this was a huge game for you guys. You guys got the win. You just finished huddling. What was said in it?
Oh no, we were just praying. That's what we do after every game.
You got an answered prayer right there in tonight's game.
Definitely, but we just got to thank him for just enabling us to come out here and being able to play and everybody be healthy and get out of the game all right.
You know, describe the last play, because I think the key to it was a steal on the out of bounds that you got, and then the setup for Kyle Korver with the 3-point shot.
Just threw it in, and you know, I just did one of my sneaky veteran moves. You know, I can't give up the secret, but I was able to steal it. And Cal was coming down. He was in rhythm. I gave it to him. He hit the 3.
All right, thanks for your time. Big win.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, Kevin, let's send it back to you.
Iverson ties a career high with 16 assists. Philly wins in overtime. Special thanks tonight to Jeremy Levin, who's done a great job for us all season long. For Doug Collins, Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan saying goodnight from Philadelphia. We take a break, then take you to Game 2 in Portland. It's the Dallas Mavericks and the Portland Trail Blazers. You're watching the NBA on TNT.